Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame. We've still got some of this 4.3 patch to do. It's true, quite a lot has happened, but this patch's story is not quite done yet, so let's see if we can get things all wrapped up. Anything new to say? However far his pilgrimage may take him, we've not seen the last of Gosetsu. Of that I'm certain. I hope you're right. Doma owes you a great debt, my friend. Thanks to you, we have everything we need to prosper. You and Alice must promise to visit us again soon. And Alphino, too, when he returns from the Empire. Know that my thoughts go with him. Mine, too, boy. Alice seems ready to bid farewell to Doma. I think it's time we were going, don't you? We've done all we can here, and we have a lot to report. But before we head back to the Rising Stones, let's call in at Rhalga's Reach. We should be the ones to tell Lise about Xenos. After everything we went through together, we owe her that. That is a good thought. Hadn't even thought about that. Glad you did. Let's go. Stormy out for 3 in the afternoon. I have that effect. Lise, hello. It's been a little while. Hey, Minago. They've been quiet since their treachery in the throne room, but the Kaliana are a problem we'll need to solve at some point. Oh yeah, well, that's kind of been a problem off of my radar for a while, Minago, I'll be honest. Sorry, Lise, I should probably address you at this end of the table, just to be official. Dermin, Alice, you're back. Huh? No, Alphino. It's good to see you, Lise. As for my headstrong brother, he's off on what will almost certainly turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Garlemald. It's a long story, but we have evidence that Xenos might still be alive. What? But that's... If this is a joke... Gods, this had better be a joke. Look, I know what I saw, all right? We all saw it. And here you are saying he's alive and well and living the high life back in Garlemald. I know how ludicrous this sounds. I'm still having difficulty believing it myself. But while I might doubt the word of an Imperial envoy, I'm inclined to trust Dermin's. He saw the Crown Prince through the Echo, in a meeting that could only have taken place in the recent past. It was him. It was Xenos. Alive. This part's implied. No, it must have been, I don't know, some kind of really convincing imposter. Xenos is dead. He had a great big hole in his neck. We buried him. Aye, and someone went to the trouble of desecrating the bastard's grave, remember? Thal's gilded halls. Whatever are you talking about? Hey, look who it is. Thancred. What brings you to the Reach? Alphino had me lending a hand at the Saltery, keeping an eye on the rebuilding work and so on, just until operations were up and running. And now that they are, I thought I might look in on you before wending my weary way back to the headquarters. Forgive me if I misheard, but is there some suggestion the late Crown Prince could have gotten better? If so, might I suggest a quick look inside his coffin as our first order of business? Ugh. As much as I hated the man, it doesn't feel right defiling his grave. But if it'll put this rumor to rest, I suppose we have to. And when there are no curious eyes about, if we can manage it. Xenos is buried up at Bloodhow in the... Bloodhow? Probably Bloodhow. Bloodhow. I don't know. In the locks. His grave was set apart from the others and left unmarked so as not to upset the locals. Then it shouldn't be too hard to find. Nago, you're in charge until I get back. All right, then. Well, hold down the fort, Minago. We've places to be. All right. Where is this Bloodhow place? I'm seeing a graveyard, so this looks promising. Ah, there's everyone. So, what's the verdict? Most of the graves are grouped together, but they managed to find a lonely spot for Xenos, didn't they? That's probably for the best. I'd feel bad for his neighbors. My money's on writhing snakes, possibly spiders. Let's prise it open and see what comes out. All right. This is it. God's heat better be in there. Someone scrawled all over the stone a while ago, but I had it scrubbed off and thought no more about it. So no one thought to check if the coffin was still occupied. Well then, we are presented with but one course of action. And we'd best be sure we're not observed in the doing of it. Shall we begin? I suppose. Maybe we better wait till night.
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
Huh. If there's no corpse, then are we to conclude the rumors are true? Not necessarily. We might still be dealing with a doppelganger of some kind. An agent could have been sent to dispose of the body in a bid to lend credence to the tale of Xenos' resurrection. More and more, however, I find myself siding with Alphino's theory of Ascian possession. Speaking from experience, I can tell you they have no qualms about taking a living host, let alone a dead one. You're saying an Ascian is walking around in Xenos' body? It seems a distinct possibility. Once I've put this grave back the way we found it, I shall pay a visit to the people responsible for interring the Crown Prince. Before leaping to any conclusions, I want to know for sure if a body was ever buried here, and how certain we are that Xenos was properly dead. If he wasn't, that was some trick. He as good as cut his own head off. Anyway, Raban needs to hear about this. If you find anything out, send word to me at Rogger's Reach. I don't know why I'm surprised. With matters settling down in Doma, we were due another crisis. Shall we make for the Rising Stones, then? It's past time we shared these developments with the others. I agree. Hey, thanks for traveling me right here. While I was waiting for you to arrive, I spoke with Urianger over Leak Pearl and gave him a full report. Ystola's on her way and should be here any... Ah. Alisay, Derman, 'tis good to see you safe and well. What news have you from the east? Boy, have we got a lot to catch you up on. Disturbing developments indeed. Given all that we know, I too would conclude that an Ascian now inhabits Xenos' body. A doppelganger might fool the Crown Prince's subordinates, but Derman? Nay, Alphino had the right of it. Would that his wisdom extended to the question of his own safety. Capable though he has become, he ventures alone into the enemy's stronghold, and the shadowy web of the Paragons like as not. When it comes to making rash decisions, I'm hardly in a position to criticize, but I'm worried. I just wish there was something I could do for him besides pray. I know the feeling. He'll be fine, though. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. We cannot suffer icons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead, and the rite beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan. Every party behaving exactly as required. My methods may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of this star. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? I asked you a question, soldier. What are you... Have you lost your mind? I've lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final bow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins? Embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Like I said, too fighty to die, this one. He just simply refuses. Gotta respect the stubbornness. Given the people I always hang out with. We should check in. It's been a while since we checked in with just regular scions around the place. Riol, how are you? We gathered what scraps of intelligence we could. Myself from within Eorzea, and Alphino from his far eastern sources. But there's a limit to what a bloke can learn about the Empire from outside its borders. Still, I'd never think to invite myself aboard an Imperial bloody airship. 'Twas impulsive. Reckless. You gotta admire the lad's style. You sure do. Alien, how are you? You needn't worry for my grandfather. If he should grow lonely and start to long for Holme's company, he'll purchase passage on the next ship bound for the Far East. I couldn't stop him if I tried. Still kind of hoping those two get their spa hot springs hangouts. Oker, how are you? Though he is but half the size of my courageous brother, 'twould seem Alphino's bravery looms twice as large. Even Hori might hesitate before embarking alone into the heart of the Empire. He is a brave one. 'Twould seem Master Alphino has placed himself squarely in the path of danger. As a fellow scion, I shall render whatever aid I can to ensure his safe return. Oh, we all shall. I know I need to give Isildur my undivided attention, but these waves of brotherly love make my mind drift to naughty places. Focus, Ainor, focus. Yes, please do. Commendable effort you're making, though. I hope Isildur can find someone to keep him company. With our missions, we can never linger very long. Yeah, how are you holding up? With your friend returned home. It is for the best. It is. It is their past and their future. Their home. And I could not be happier for them. Oh, hang in there. We'll find you someone else old to hang out with. Maybe Flamin would volunteer. Will Isildur be alright without Home? They're practically inseparable these days, and I don't think he has many other friends. Well, that's a good project for him. The Domans have as much claim to Revenant's toll as you and me. They're family. Thank the gods I made it back in time to see them off. I'm glad you did. Good to see you, by the way. All right, wait. Yep, that was everyone, okay. Alphino will have need of all his wits if he's to survive his visit to Garlemald. We know precious little about life in the Imperial capital. That's true. It's kind of just been this far-off enemy all the time, up to this point. Still kind of is, I guess. With thoughts of Alphino's plight weighing heavy on her mind, Alisay might welcome some company. I'm here to provide. It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for word from Alphino. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tale of your adventures in the Far East, and of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. That table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. I'd love to. Hangout's time. I like this. We don't just hang out often enough. Oh boy. What an eventful tea party we're about to have. Upon sitting at the table, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. I mean, tea has only gone several cutscenes in sequence bad once in our experience thus far. Like, what are the odds of it happening twice? Interesting. So this Tsukuyomi was summoned in much the same manner as Susanoo, via the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalogue of such relics. But if we are to contain the threat, we'll require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea. And I know for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which could help to prevent further summoning in the region. I'll pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Hien will wish to welcome our resident expert on etherology. Greetings. Could it be that I'm in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhouse gravekeepers. They all told much the same story. Once Lys and her officers had confirmed Xenos dead, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed the act to have been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamegan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scrawl was removed, as per Lys's instruction, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, 'tis like that the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos has not, in fact, risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed impostor, or an Ascian has taken up residence within it. If Asahi was as fervent a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphino and Garlemald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft L-25. Master Alphino, we're making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, 'tis just... I can see naught from my cabin, and 'twas curious to know the land over which we flew. Ah, I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I am happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We are presently passing over the Burn, on the western edge of Othard. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but malms upon malms of lifeless earth. I've read something of the Burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that a succession of Icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Othard and beheld this blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared Icons a threat to our very star's existence, and issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of all such entities. Report! We're under attack, sir. Magitech armor. No visible designation. Magitech? But who? Ah! All cannons, return fire. Damage report. The main reactor's been hit. Helm's unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it. They knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. Oh boy. Glad to have you back, Master Alphino. We've landed in one piece, more or less. But the air filtration system is damaged, and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. Aye. A duty calls. Commence battle for Emissary of the Dawn. This is going to be a rather new thing. A first for this playthrough. In the coming battle, you will fight as Alphino. Ugh. Keep as still as you can. Master Alphino, might I ask you to search for survivors? I'll see to our injured helmsman. By all means. Better pull this up, I suppose. Hello, Moonstone Carbuncle. You and I are going to be working together. Welcome to the Burn, by the way. Pretty desolate. So we should probably review our moves, huh? We've got Ruin 3, Physic, a healing move, and Tri-Shackle. Deals unaspected damage with a potency of 30 to target and all enemies nearby it. So kind of an AoE. That also has a binding effect for 20 seconds. Nice. All right. Sort of a very, very light summoner's moveset. And also Starstorm. Deals a lot of damage to all enemies near point of impact, but probably won't get to use that super often. Anyway, where were we? Search for survivors. Oh, under the wreckage, perhaps. Get him, Carby. Can I, like, direct you? Oh, I should probably pull up, like, Pet Hotbar or something. Maybe I can't control Carby. I'll have to figure that out later. Whatever, I can do this myself. Might be there are some shortcomings in my UI layout to be addressed. Use Physic to heal the wounded soldier. And lend some aid. My thanks. I don't think I would have made it. All right, well, let's find someone else. Yes, you very likely saved his life. The question of who would try to take it remains, however. Put these last few out of their misery. The prince wishes none left alive. The prince? They've come not to parley, I fear. Ready your weapons. Oh yes, do. Get him, Kirby. I'm gonna bind him. And then hit him with other stuff. Maximo, if you could maybe get this one off me. I'd really appreciate it. Kirby, are we focusing on this one now? I'm gonna stand near you. Take him out. Concerning. Confound it. Not here. Not like this. Ah. Hello. What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alphino. Let us finish this, then. Let's do! Kirby, help. To battle! Kirby, help. There's so many of them. Thanks for the save, menacing mercenary. I really do appreciate it. You and your storied mage friend are being a great help. Wasn't there a third of you? Oh, a storied lancer. Thank you also. You're all great. Big fan. Hey, watch it. I know that move. That's a move we've only seen from Imperial leaders so far. Oh, there's more. By the Emperor, that man's a fiend! Cross formation, deploy restraints! Hey. No, I need him. Bah. A child's trick. Does seem to be working for the moment, though. Here, let me take the stranger out. Here we go. All right, now the rest of you. You're only delaying the inevitable. Ah! My thanks, boy. Don't mention it. Ha! Let's take these things out. And hey, why not? We got our limit break all charged up. Hey, y'all hold still. Ah, they moved. Well, it'll still look cool, hopefully. Slightly less impressive for missing, but hey. Still looks good. And they're dead anyway. Well done, Kirby. My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, well. I did not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know you your assailants, and the severity of your predicament. The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard, and I could venture a guess as to their motive. But you yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking, and as for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Ascian mask? The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even should we manage the long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed. We accept your gracious offer. Shadowhunter will suffice for the present. Come. Boy, you have been productive. I don't think I've taken out that many. This is intolerable. But as much as I wish it were otherwise, there's nothing we can do for Alphino now but pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territory and the stealth is all important. It is safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. I definitely shouldn't. If Alice is a stealth threat, I'm a stealth disaster. We should leave this to Thancred. Not you too. I understand your frustration, Alice, but Derman has the right of it. We must defer to Thancred's expertise in this matter. Fine. Just promise you'll be careful. So many interesting things starting to happen. Alice and her brother bicker as all siblings do, but she worries for him nonetheless. 'Twould be a kindness if you were to visit from time to time and distract her from her cares. Hey, you don't really need to twist my arm on that one. Well, I had best put on my skulking boots. There'll be no room for mistakes once I've crossed a border from Alamigo. I imagine not. I'll take your word for it. It seems that praying is to be the extent of my contribution after all. but I'll stay behind, as I've been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happens to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send word the moment I earn aught of consequence. See that you notify me, too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Aldenard vessel to bear me thither, but I shall return if I'm needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Derman. With any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphino to share. I look forward to it. Ooh, did we get a new emote? A new facial expression, rather? Pondering. So we can do thinking of our own. You've learned the emote, Ponder. Well, there we are. That concludes the 4.3 patch story. And we've got actually quite a lot of side stuff to do while we wait. This is probably the best stopping point to do more side things before getting the main story going again, because things are really going to start picking up once we do. So, let's see about doing some side stuff for a little while. Sorry, LSA. I promise it'll be worth it. Worth the wait. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you next time for some more story mode. Take care until then. Goodbye.